What's up, everybody? Josh here, and I'm here again with my friend Kevin. And
Hey,
we have
how's it
Worlds literally tomorrow. Although if you're watching this in the future, then I don't know. I don't know why you're watching it in the future. But we have Worlds tomorrow. We wanted to talk about specifically like a few things actually. But I guess do we want to talk about the smaller subjects first that you brought up before we started recording? Because there are a few things.
So, I had a few questions, and I figured it'd be fun to just discuss it.
Yeah.
And so, do you think people will be Worlds, for people that don't know, the format's changing, and it's not like your typical DLC. There'll be a super sealed event on day one, and what that means is, or correct me if I'm wrong. So there's 4 sets, right? From sets 4 through 8. 4 through 8.
No, 5 through 8.
Okay, so 5 through 8. So it's already like rotated out then, huh?
Yeah, so you're getting 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. For super sealed, which is I'm pretty sure only packs on day 1. Day 1 is super sealed.
And sealed is a limited format, so players can only use the cards that they pull from those packs, right?
Yeah.
And then day 2 is also a different format. Triple seal, or triple constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
triple deck.
Whatever
so,
players. It is called triple deck constructed, isn't it? Something like that.
Oh, that Conquest.
Everybody was calling it Conquest, but that comes from Hearthstone or something. Yeah. Hearthstone and like some other games.
Oh, I see. I thought that was official.
No. I think they literally call it triple deck constructed is what they called it.
I mean, that sounds straightforward. You have 3 decks, but you have to use all the colors, and opponents can choose to bench or ban. I think the official word is bench a deck, so the player cannot use that during the match. But this is where I kind of I don't remember the rules exactly, and maybe we can pull it up. But do you know, so if they bench it, is it just for one match, or is it the whole round?
It's their whole match. So if you and I play and you've got Steel Song and 2 other decks, and I've got, red blue and whatever, and you ban my red blue and I ban your Steel Song, we can't play those during the entire match. And you have to win with both your decks.
Okay.
So because if you win with...
Is it best of 2? Best of 3.
It's best of 3.
Okay. And so if you win with one deck, you automatically have to go to your
other one.
deck.
But if you lose, you can switch.
That's cool.
Because
so that's
because like maybe your other deck is better positioned against the one that they have to play now, which means that like you could lose game 1 and you could still come back and win, because you might have a deck that's like favored into their second deck that you didn't bench or whatever. So there's
a lot of strategy.
There's a lot of strategy. It's funny. I hear so many different opinions on this format. I think it's cool. We had a chance to play it at a private event, and it was really interesting, and like very tactical in your sort of assessment, right? But when we played, we didn't have full deck lists printed out. We just kind of like, what I showed my opponent was like, I have this deck, and this deck. And they said, I have this one, and this one. And then we both just like picked one that we were like, I don't want to play that. But
so you get like the archetypes and stuff.
Yeah. It was like, oh, this is, this is Ruby Amethyst. It's like, oh, that's all you had to say, and then this is Blue Steel, like, Kiwi or something, and it's like, oh, okay, you didn't have to say much. This though, it's gonna be so different.
Did you try?
What's that?
Oh, it's okay. If that's gonna derail the conversation.
Were you asking what decks I played?
Yeah.
Oh, um I had Blurple and then Green Steel, but the pirates list that I made, the quasi pirates list that I made, and then what did that leave? Like, what does that leave back?
Leaves
Oh, and then
Amber,
Amber Ruby.
Ruby Amber.
I had
Yeah.
an Amber Ruby deck, and we were proxying, so I was using stuff like the new Prince John and the new legendary Tinkerbell, um, and it felt okay. I didn't really get it off the ground though, because yeah, the opponent I was playing just like smoked me. So,
So
but
if
it
I was your opponent, I guess I would bench your Blurple then.
it really
And then so
depends on, well, it also depends on what you want to play and what you want to play against. So
yeah.
there's a lot of considerations because yeah, it's like you could just straight up ban the. It's like if I had a red blue in my thing because I've played it so much, and if someone brought green steel, I would not ban green steel because I have played that matchup so many times that
Right.
I now feel really favored into it. So I would be like, oh, okay, I'll just play green steel. Like almost every person other than like Ed who's played green steel against me in recent memory, like in the last 6 months, I have like 2-0'd at every tournament because I just they shift Diablo too early, or and then I just learned like, oh, if I just go really, really slow and I don't empty my hand, by the time they get their thing running, I'm like ready to B prep, and then I'm ready to just end the game like right then and there, right? It's like, okay, now you can't
Very
do
nice.
anything. I've got Sisus and brawls, and I'm ready to just like
So
call
that's like
this a day,
your
right?
Ruby
So
Sapphire list then, right?
yeah, so if yeah, it's like one of those situations where it's like, yes, a lot of people would ban it because they are afraid of it, and I mean rightly so, because it's a really strong deck, and like when it actually like goes, gets going. But like if you have a deck list that you're confident they probably won't ban or something, then you can probably ban the one that's like not as like you could maybe look at their list and figure out what they actually want to play instead of because that is another thing where people have talked about, where if you make the decks like too strong, then your opponent might look at it and think like, oh, I have to ban this immediately. But if you can do that as a ruse, right? Like you can bring green steel discard, and I bet 90% of people will just ban it because they're afraid of it. But you might bring it as a ruse. You're just like, I know I'm never playing this, but that's fine because I really just want to play Blurple. Like you could do that.
Yeah.
Um, but oh, your camera went out.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll cut it. Um, So I do think there's a lot of like tactics in the actual format and a lot of interesting things. Like I saw, it's funny because they had the head judge on Podcana last week, and he was talking about how great the format is and how it like forces diversity and all these things, and it's like
Yeah.
gonna be really amazing for the game. And I like totally agreed with him. And then they had Brendan back on the podcast this week, and he was talking about how it's going to do the exact opposite, and like everyone's going to bring the same decks. And I'm like, I don't believe that. I really think we're going to see like some actual unique stuff that will probably show up at your locals, but probably shouldn't, honestly. Like you know what I mean? Because it's a
Yeah.
totally different environment, a totally different format. Like I don't think that like I don't think you should like see whatever deck lists win worlds and suddenly be like, this is what I'm playing. Like you probably are gonna have to put more
Yeah.
consideration into it because a lot of different
Well,
factors played into what these lists are going to be.
yeah, with the benching and having to win with both others, it's not
Yeah,
a single deck unless there is a triple constructed deck
yeah,
event, then it's more like, okay, well,
yeah,
I'll net deck
uh,
all three lists.
yeah. Someone brought up a good like example where it's like a lot of people aren't running like Flynn right now, like the 2-drop
Mhm.
Flynn, because there's so much steel, and there always has been.
Yeah,
But if
and I was
you
about to
can,
say with the Chris list or
yeah,
Chris Louis Diablo list, sans Diablo,
yeah,
no Diablo. Yeah,
well, cause a lot of times Diablo is uh, like a not a burden, but like it can be like a thorn in your side. Like, yeah, when you actually play it and it stays, you probably win. But a lot of times you can't get it to stick because like people are so just tuned into just getting rid of it immediately. Like I even noticed on my Shifty Pirates list, the games where I played Diablo way later were games that I won
even hardcast,
easily.
like
Yeah, like
yeah,
just hard cast the
hardcast a
Diablo
couple of them.
later. Yeah, I would win those way easier than at ones where I just curved perfectly and stayed patient up until the point when I could start like singing and trading. But like games where you shift Diablo and you don't have any way to like draw cards to refill, and then your Diablo just gets banished, you're screwed. Like the game's over. Um, so I could, yeah, it's a liability is the word I was thinking of. It's like it's a liability sometimes. So
Mhm.
yeah, anyway, the example I was thinking of was like nobody really plays the Flynn right now because it just gets outed by steel. But if you're playing in a format where you can like take advantage of the fact that there's not as much steel going or you can literally like ban the list that's gonna like impact that, then suddenly Flynn seems so overpowered because if you're playing against like green purple, like what are they gonna do except try and play Fox to like out the power level, right? So you get into these like situations where you can like exploit the fact that you have benched an entire color or an entire archetype, and you can take these cards that normally wouldn't be as strong in the meta right now, and they're going to be like they're going to look incredibly overpowered when really in your locals you're not going to get the same results, right? So um it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Another question I had for you that actually one of our friends asked, and I just didn't look up because I wanted to just ask you. Do you think people will, or do you know if people are going to be eliminated day one? I saw on the schedule that the first match will happen day one for the triple constructed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, is the sealed event um, will players be eliminated during this super
I
sealed
I
event day
think if
one?
they lose enough games, they will. I'm pretty sure that I think what happens is it's like 5 rounds of super sealed. I think I have to
And it's
double
like a
check.
point base, right? Because
Yeah,
I
and
did see the
it's
prize wall, like different points get you different.
well, it's different. It's for
Um,
every win, I think you get. And I
okay.
remember hearing something about if you get three. I think on Podcana they said if you get 3 wins in super sealed, you're good. They're like if
Okay.
a player can get 3 super sealed wins and day one, they can basically stop like playing after that. Um,
Hey.
it's something along those lines. I don't remember, but I do think that I do think a fair amount of players will probably get eliminated in super sealed, which I don't know how I feel about that aspect, but I'm also not playing the tournament, so I don't know. I would be interested to
Now, would you?
know after the fact, like how people feel about it.
So if you don't, if you okay, so did they say if you win three in a row, or it doesn't have to be win in a row, but if you win three, the other ones wouldn't be IDs, they would be losses, right? So
Yeah.
would that be in a way giving a win to your competitor or so I guess
Yeah, because
the
I don't
choice
think
would
any of
be
these
do you
are.
want to break?
I don't think anything's
Yeah.
timed.
Okay, so yeah, so would
So
it be like do you want to break to kind of focus on day two or do you want to try to eliminate your opponent. Like say your
Hmm.
super sealed deck was really good and you feel good about it, and then so you can maybe will help to eliminate an opponent that has a, like could be even
I mean,
stronger
if you know their,
instead
I
of
don't know that you'll know
constructed.
their lists ahead. Like,
will
you
ha
won't know
will
them
ha
until
Oh, I
you're
mean, just
sitting down to play
will ha
them, unless
will
you've
ha
been
will
scouting
ha
somehow.
will
yeah,
ha
Uh,
will ha
I don't think
will
you'll
ha
know
will ha
unless you
will ha
sit like
will ha
right when you
will ha
sit down and
will
you
ha
get the five
will ha
minutes to look
will
at their
ha
deck
will
list.
ha
well, it's a loss either way, right?
will ha
If they don't, if they just stop playing and
will
that
ha
I
would be
mean,
a
they
loss,
they
right?
probably won't because the
will ha
prizes for
will ha
getting
will ha
all
will ha
those wins
will ha
are worth
will ha
money,
will ha
like a
will ha
lot of
Okay,
money.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
like I
And
think
if you're there, you might as
I
well,
saw
unless you're
someone
really
on
trying
the
to focus
official
on big two.
Discord saying like if you get
will ha
all of
will ha
those,
will ha will ha
like
will ha
all of, because
will
they're
ha
all
will ha
foils,
will ha will ha
which we know
will
are
ha
worth a lot of
will ha
money. It's
will ha
it's worth
will ha
like
will ha
thousands of
will
dollars.
ha will ha
So
will ha will ha
uh
will ha will ha
and
Yeah.
will
I
ha
think one of them is the
will ha
foil whole new
will
world
ha
promo, which
will ha
we're gonna
will
get
ha
the like,
will ha
you know, the
will ha
plebes
will ha
like us. We're
will
gonna
ha
get the non-foil, which I'm grateful for. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm
The
super. I'll take the
the
non-full
foil one will probably go for thousands and thousands of dollars. So like,
because you can only get those
and
at this event,
and
right?
those players will only be able to, are the only ones who'll be able to get them. So my guess is those cards will go for a lot of money because there will only be like 25 of them, maybe max.
And the whole new world is not like you have to earn it. You with the
I
wins,
don't
they
know.
don't just give it to you for going to
It is
worlds.
listed there. I don't know if maybe it's you're winning a second one or something, right?
Okay.
Because I would hope that they got one just for being there, because
Yeah.
then it means like even if you just like lose day one, you're not, you know, you're gonna be
Yeah.
sad, but you're not gonna be like, oh my god, like my entire Lorcana career has been ruined. Suddenly it's like, okay, well I still got like a financial gain out of this, so I can use this for something, or I can use this to prep for next, you know,
Yeah. And
season,
not
which,
only
you
that,
know,
like, yeah, we're adults. We have to spend our PTO. I imagine a lot of them have spent PTO already going to the
oh yeah,
DLCs, and yeah, and
yeah.
and then, well, I
No one's playing this game
heard a
full
rumor.
time.
No, yeah,
Not
yeah,
yet.
and I heard a rumor they might have gotten information a lot sooner than us, right? We've been waiting for a long time. This thing keeps rotating, but yeah, sorry. I like turn on the light. Like I don't even think maybe you can. Anyway, going back to it. um, yeah, I heard a rumor that maybe they got information before us, and I would hope so, so that they can plan and
They probably did.
logistically work it out with. Yeah, right.
I don't think they
Um,
know when like the next DLC is. I bet the casters probably know. I bet the casters already know like what's getting announced tomorrow and stuff. I'm surprised there haven't been any leaks.
yeah, they probably have well NDAs and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean, they
I
always
would hope.
do. It's just, you know, like after the last big one, I was like kind of shocked that we haven't heard anything yet. Um,
When
yeah.
do you think that will be? You think the next DLC would be August or Q4?
I was saying late August, but I think that might be a little too soon. I think it will. I'm gonna guess mid September.
That way, set 9 gets you a
Yeah,
little
because
practice.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure the last week of August is when Fabled launches. And if you do it mid-September, that gives people a few weeks to like gather cards, and then Fabled will be legal at the DLC event, and also you get to earn prizes in the new set, so it'll be like a lot more appealing. I'm guessing there'll be new promos that are for the, you know, season 2 and stuff, so then people will get excited about getting those. So I actually really hope that um the venue they've picked for the first one is big, and that they can get a lot of people, because I feel like the demand is going to be incredibly high
Yeah.
for the
I
first one. People will be
I'm hoping for
furious.
San Jose, California. They
Man,
host
could
Grand Archive,
yeah,
Pokemon,
but does San
anime.
Jose have a convention center big enough for like let's just say like
Yeah, the San Jose Convention
2,000
Center.
people? Could it hold and run an event with 2,000 people?
I think so. I think the last time I was there was anime. We could ask some of our friends that play Grand Archive, or they have. I think
Yeah,
yeah, one
but
of our
Grand
friends has a
Archive was not
relative that
pulling in
plays.
2,000 people.
Well, Fanime, they have
Fanime, sure,
several of
maybe,
the
yeah.
rooms. They have the whole the main room with all the booths and yeah, I think that main room is very large, and then they have like the artist alley and
Very,
Yeah,
several different rooms.
I'm just,
very.
because I assume they charge you by however much space you take up, but also like what other things and facilities you need to use and how many people are going to be there and stuff. I'm sure there's all these different
And if they
factors.
have a deal with the hotel there too, because Fanime, you also have like they block out like a special
Oh
if
yeah.
you're attending the event. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
it could
but yeah,
happen. I
I
want
shout
there
out
to be
to
I want there to be one. I have this feeling like if they're the first one when they do it will probably I think they know that they're in season 1 there just was not there weren't enough tickets. Like more and more people wanted to play and they couldn't. Like we were
yeah, sold
selling
out
out of competitor
instantly.
tickets within like 60 seconds, like constantly.
Yeah,
So like clearly the
ridiculous.
demand is there, and then people were complaining all the time that they didn't get any, right?
And I
So
think even if they did it late August, I mean, they say they're watching a lot of the events, and well, I guess the conversation came up when they banned things. They're like, "Ah, how'd you get these metrics or whatever?" But what if they take after Battle for the Bay? Shout out to Battle for the Bay, we did it.
that venue
They
was
organized
too
it the
small
week
though,
after.
for sure.
Yeah, but my point is the timing. Like, yeah, there was some um, back and forth in the community about like, oh, should this be the new set legal or um, even the organizers didn't want to run like a dead meta, and so yeah, people still got the cards they needed. There's a large community. We help each other out. I think. And that would help their vendors too, selling singles, which also happened at Battle for the Bay. I think you bought a couple of Maui Sharks
I bought
that
a
day.
Maui shark there, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it still could work. It might be even healthy for the game, I think. And then just have like a large event for Fable, which, could make sense too because a lot of things get rotated out, and so it's like having a DLC timed for this first ever
I mean,
rotation
it'll help
might
sell
be
packs, right?
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Um
Yeah.
yeah, but I just feel like if you're going to clearly the demand for organized play is like what people want, and there's not and lots of people want to play and they're not getting the opportunity to. So what I'm saying is like they need bigger venues. Like when I went to LCQ, that was 1,200 people, and we fit pretty well in the Disney hotel. Could they do 2K people in that room? Probably not. Like when I'm thinking about
Oh,
it
really?
logistically, I'm like, could you add another 800 people into this room? And I don't think you could. Like I don't think there's any way they could have done that, and they kind of have to do that for uh for the game to like
Yeah.
uh continue. And even then they had the show, like the floor, but then they had rooms upstairs where they had vendors and other stuff going on, and even then it was still like if we wanted more people to come we would need more space. So
Okay.
I don't know if they completely change organized play like completely soon and have like qualifiers and stuff, or if which I know a lot of people want. I know it's kind of like how like Pokemon and stuff does it. Like I think if they get the Play Hub really, like the Play Hub, which is now live for people to use, if they get that going and they treat it like Pokemon or Flesh and Blood, where the more you play, like at League, and the more officially sanctioned tournaments you go to and earn points in the background, then you can qualify to go to bigger events. So
Oh, and that helps out LGSs with
yes, well
the
that too,
league and everything.
but also it means that the people who actually are showing up and playing get like first, like if if LCQ comes around
Oh, right.
and you want to play in it,
helps,
you sign up, and based on your maybe not performance, but based on like your the amount your attendance,
like you're a player,
your attendance
so
and
like
performance, like you get so you avoid scalping. You kind of realize, okay, the players who are actually showing up and actually playing the game are going to get like first dibs at getting tickets, right? Like I think that would help a lot, because I think a lot of people get frustrated that like I play this game all the time, and then when you launch the tickets, I'm at work or something and I can't be there, and it becomes a whole thing. So either they either need to start doing stuff like that, or they need to get bigger venues to accommodate all of the people that actually want to play and who are actually showing up. So like if they do the first one, like I wouldn't be surprised if it was somewhere like Texas or something, just because I feel like they probably have some giant, Houston or Austin probably has some gigantic convention center that could hold 2,000 people, right? Whereas some of the ones here in the Bay Area like probably could, but that it being like downtown San Francisco and stuff, or downtown San Jose, kind of makes it a little more difficult. They could do it at like the Cow Palace or something, which is a very big building, and has like a mile surrounding it of parking. So like, it could be a good spot to do it at, but I don't know. I just they do need more space though, and they need to up the caps, which I think they know. It's logistically, can they do it? It's not that they don't want to have as many people show up and pay them money, as possible. It's whether or not it's actually possible, like physically possible, and to keep everyone safe and happy and all that. So
well, I think I derailed you enough. Thanks for entertaining my questions.
I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I definitely, I don't know if you've seen this a lot, and this can be the final kind of thing before we wrap up, but like I definitely am feeling, after 6 months of no DLCs, I am feeling the like communities. I don't know if rage is the right word. They're frustrated. I think frustration is a better word for it, right? Like people are kind of frustrated that we haven't gotten anything, and clearly something went completely wrong behind the scenes, and hopefully things fix it, because I keep hearing about people like they're all excited about the League of Legends card game like Riftbound, and I saw someone saying like, well, I can't find games on Pixelborn Connect, like people don't want to play Lorcana with me, it takes forever, but because everyone's playing Riftbound or everyone's doing this, and I'm like, okay, but it's not the same. Like I think a lot of the people that have left will come back. I have noticed like in just our community too, like we are getting less people, and I do think some of it has to do with just there's no events to look forward to and practice for, right? So all the competitive, and we live in a very competitive area, like all those players are just like playing Pokemon right now,
or One Piece,
the
right? Set champs keeps things afloat.
People do show up for set champs, which is good, but it's I want your take on it, because I definitely do feel like people are antsy and frustrated at this point, and so I'm really hoping that we do get like what people want, like because I know that at bare minimum we're getting DLC dates, But is that enough? Right? And I think it will be enough to get people excited, but will it be enough to assure people that the game is like, okay, we stumbled a bit, but like here we are, we're hitting the ground running and it's going to be awesome, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think other announcements could be revealing more cards, things that people are worried will be rotated out. But I think there's a bit of mystery there. But as far as competitive play, yeah, I mean, our local leagues have been dwindling down. And I, I think you hit the nail on the head with the fact that there's not much to play towards. Yeah, because we do live in a competitive area, and yeah, the set champs keeps people with that edge. We also are spoiled in our area with people with resources and the commitment time to put together our own competitive events. But even that seems to be a little less. Well, I say that, but objectively, we had that 2K. We had another pretty good tournament. We just had a lore fest, which it wasn't geared towards competitors, but it was a nice celebration to have different like side events and just celebrating the game in general. And Rebecca Quest came out, signed meet and greet. That was fun. But yeah, I think yeah, even in our area, even being spoiled, I think yeah, I feel the desire for a DLC. So it definitely that will help with the announcement and people. I mean, you and I talk about, oh, where is it going to be? We think it's going to be this market or that market. Go to what states or major cities have they not gone to yet? And yeah, will it be enough? I don't know, but definitely if there's more announcements, it's gonna get me excited. Yeah.
I think that just DLC dates will be good to get people to come back, but I think at this point people expect like Judge Program, which could get announced tomorrow, and then they expect
they really avoided it. Yeah.
Well, because like again, like in the last
yeah.
one of these we did, like what do they have to say? They don't have. What are they gonna do? Like they're not gonna. You are not gonna be able to take advantage of it at all, right now. Like only the people at Worlds will, and they have judges, right now. So,
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I think that's a possibility, and then I don't actually know if we'll see card reveals. We might see one. Like when they announce the DLCs, they might say, "Hey, these are the new promos," but I don't know that we see like here's a bunch of Fabled stuff.
Reveal, do you think it would be new cards or reprinted favorites, if you will? Or both?
I think probably some current cards. There might be some. They're probably going to be newer cards. I think, like because they. My first thought went to like, oh man, cards like Naveen and like Elsa, right, the Fifth Spirit or whatever. But then I was like, yeah, but those are going to rotate out in the next year. Although I guess. Rapunzel. Well, no, because the Rapunzels and stuff lasted a while. So to me, I'm like, okay,
set 5, right?
Yeah. So to me, you are right though. They could do like reprints. Like they could have like a Mickey Brave Little Tailor, and some other stuff. Where it's like, oh yeah, because that card. Come on, that card's probably getting reprinted. But like, they could have stuff like that and keep the game keep that alive or whatever.
To follow up from our last discussion. You did not want, or what was your opinion on like reprinting but different art? And then they said one thing, but then Forceful Duelist Captain Hook was reprinted. And personally, I like the original art better.
I do too, but I think that they could just reprint stuff like whenever they want. They don't have to wait for.
Well, but how do you feel about that with the?
It's fine.
with the new art. Is that what you wanted? You wanted new art, or do
I
you
want
want
new
the original
art,
art?
but
And then,
because you can still use the old art if the card is legal, right? So I think that's fine.
Oh, from a collector's standpoint, right?
Yeah. Plus, it gives you options. Like that was one of the like most fun things about like Magic was that they've reprinted so many different versions of this card over the years that like you could
okay.
say, "Oh, I'm playing this deck and I love the way that or this specific version of like Spark looks because I just also love the artist, right? So I run this specific version or like the countless amount of mana like lands and different art there is and the full arts and stuff. There was like all these different ways to like personalize your deck so that it felt like, yes, I'm playing the same deck as this other person, but I'm running this like it's there's a little bit of like me in this list because of just the art and stuff. And we don't really have that right now in Lorcana. It's gonna take a while to get that. Like right now, everybody kind of has the same cards, right? So, but we'll get there. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow, and I hope that everybody gets what they want, and I hope that it's a good show. But other than
Yeah,
that, do you have any final
yeah.
thoughts?
I'm excited. I'm excited. This is the first Worlds event. It's the first time we're gonna see these formats. I think I'm on the side that it's going to be challenging to their player ability and as a competitor. I think I agree. I think the cast for PodCon has said I don't think it would be outrageous if it was like a triple constructed for 2,000 people, and we have had some discussions here whether if we were to run it at one of our locals, should it be a poor Kana triple constructed where it's rares are the highest rarity, nothing super rare or higher, unless commons and uncommons only. I don't know,
It should
but
be
just to
commons and
make it more
uncommons
accessible.
only.
Yeah, because not everyone has every card.
Or if you do
But
it
then
truly
there's
like
also
Magic Popper, it's only commons. I'm pretty sure.
ooh,
Or
that'd be interesting.
that
But I
might
think
be
that's a different.
commoner. That might be commoner,
Yeah,
but I don't
but that's
remember.
a different format. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Well, there's two pools of thought. There's that to make it more accessible, but I don't think that demographic is what the triple constructed is
No.
for. In my opinion, I think it would be to emulate the worlds
Yeah.
as a competitor, and as if we were to make it to worlds to and we have friends that we can borrow cards from unless they're playing it themselves. So, but yeah, I think that would be interesting. I think on in my opinion, I think this is going to be really cool to watch. Really healthy for the game. I am on the notion that I'm more excited for day two, rather than watching the super sealed myself. But we're gonna have a good time either way. It feels like a Super Bowl event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.